done. Welcome. Welcome back to Soul Awakening podcast series, The Dance of Duality, the yin and the yang. And if you've been walking with me through these last 2 episodes, this journey so far, I honor your soul's devotion. I am thankful. I am thankful to my production gentleman, Marcus Crystallite. I am thankful for his production company. Okay. So in the first episode, we explored what yin and yang were truly, what they are. In the second, we saw how they were woven into the universal laws and the cosmic laws, and how those laws shaped our lives or our reality. So today we're going to go just a little bit deeper. The only way to know the unknown and make it known to you is to know thyself from the inside out, to give ourselves permission to become. And sometimes that's a scary process. But if we know the tools that we have within us, deep down inside, that are waking up and whispering to you or shouting loudly, right? Shouting loudly or with a soft whisper or hum, reminding us or bringing us back to our recall of who we were before we took these foreign bodies. Just to know ourselves just a little bit more, right? So we get to go deeper today. We get to find out how we use or how we can see if the yin and the yang energy is being used in our everyday life. And we get to see if we can make the adjustments. See, we're waiting for people to make the adjustments for us. That's what we're taught to do from the outside in. But now we're going to learn about us going inward and saying, am I there yet? How much further do I have to go? Am I in overdrive? Do I have to slow my roll? Finding out that you're in charge of that. So this is where energy becomes action. This is where wisdom becomes your transformation. This is where you learn about living the energy of yin. Receiving, reflecting, resting. That resting is not lazy. I know the outside world tells you that. You want to take a moment to rest and they say, grind, 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 grind. This world, the outside world, is constantly rewarding doing and achieving and producing and pushing and grinding. The energy of yin often gets neglected. It often keeps trying to softly call you. But your egoic sense that's perceiving the outside world and bringing that into you and sharing it with you is louder. Sometimes there has to be a moment of yin. So in truth, what we could learn, this could be your truth or not. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yin is the power of stillness. Remember, in the law of polarity, everything has its opposites. In the law of rhythm, everything moves. Everything shifts. There's not a moment in time, not a moment in your now moment that is still. It may feel that way to us because we slowed it down. We've allowed it presence. It's the fertile soil for which you get to ground into your creativity and your clarity. That's your hand. You might say, Sandy, how do I know how do I know when or if my yin is present? You might have slowed down so much that you hear an inner voice and you look around to see if somebody else is talking to you. I know that happened with me several times. You might find yourself having to set boundaries to protect your peace. You might even found that you're constantly setting boundaries to protect your peace because you're in fear of your peace being encroached. And because you're in fear of that, it's constantly happening. So you have to, as the divine tells me, slow your roll. Find out why you're in fear. Take out that root. And then you find that the boundaries reveal themselves in softness, in clarity, in wholeness. Sometimes it takes rest. Sometimes meditation or a prayer. You can go into your meditation room or your prayer room. Or sometimes I close my eyes for this because I needed this today. It's simply taking a breath, breathing it in, and letting yourself feel the exhale that your lungs are giving you. Sometimes it's taking a breath and breathing without a goal. Allowing your goal to just rest. Wait there. I'll get to you in a second. Allow yourself to just feel and be without you judging you, without you trying to fix you is yin. Taking those moments. Sometimes yin looks like surrender into the unknown. That's the scariest move. That's the scariest first move for you, is the unknown. What next? Is it going to fit me? How's it going to make me look? How is it going to make me look to others? When you just surrender it, the unknown reveals itself in the soft pauses. It reveals itself in whispers. It allows you to see it and then take action. Sometimes yin will present itself within you as divine timing. That's what you might call it. Where everything just flows all at the right minute. The right phone call at the right time. The right person ringing your doorbell saying, hey, I just thought maybe we could go to the movies together. And in that moment, you were thinking about them in that moment of pause. And know that yin presents itself in infinite possibilities. These that I said to you, those are but a few. There are 9 billion, almost 9 billion people on this beautiful earth today that are unique and authentic, going through their own story, creating their own stories and their own journeys, and going through the upper polarities and the lower polarities, and having schools show up to them as definite problems. situations, circumstances, and people not doing what they want or need to do so that you can have a greater moment. Sometimes it's just that pause that you find out that you have no control over other people, what they do, what they say, how they are, what they're being, because that's their story. And you get to take that pause, yin, that softness, and you get to say, well, where does this fit me? You get to even ask, is this in the end of the story that I was part of? Doesn't mean you have to kick them to the curb. It just means that you get to have a pause in your beingness, that vibration of your beingness, and say, where do I want to go now? Those are all your pauses and all your spaces. And yin shows up within them because you came into this experience with that energy, not because you're female. You came in with the energy of yang, not because you're male, but because you're being. How do you embody yin in your daily life? These are suggestions. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You can start your moment in stillness. Sometimes, or most of the time, that means don't pick up your phone and look at your screen. Don't pick up your tablet and look at your screen. Don't jump out the bed and go to your desktop. Just sit in stillness and be with you. I think that's the hardest thing for people to do, because we're told from the time we get up in the morning till the time we go to bed, we need to be grinding. We need to be pushing. To know thyself is to allow your stillness. Stillness isn't about you not moving. It's about you slowing so much in the movement that you get to hear your higher being chime in and say, hi, I'm here. Any questions you want to ask me? I'm here. And your ego saying, jab, 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 jab. And your higher being saying, shh, I want to listen to her, or I want to listen to him. That's one opportunity. Wake up and embrace your stillness. I came out of a dream this morning that was so confusing to me. I didn't even know where to start journaling it. But it made me feel very active in my body. That's how I knew that I woke up in too much of my yang. So I had to step back and have that softening moment and go, well, let me just close that energy exchange. I can do that. Close the energy exchange. Learn what I use what I've learned from my numerology, right? I learned just enough to know to close that energy exchange and only keep what is for my highest and greatest good. And my divine, my higher being would know that, because it came from the balance of yin and yang. You can light a candle. You can just sit with yourself for 5 minutes before the course of your day starts. There's no right or wrong to that. That's your energy that you get to sit in. You get to say no without guilt. No is a statement. No is a full sentence with a period, an exclamation mark, and never a question mark. That's your yin. When you're in too much of your yin, that means that you're giving a lot. Maybe it's time to take a pause and learn to receive. Whether it's just a compliment or support or intuitive nudges, or even somebody handing you something as currency, receive it. Be thankful and grateful. Embody it. I know. I want to give. I love giving, and that's good. But I have to learn how to be a good receiver too. I've been told that several times, and I had to sit with that in my meditation, in my meditational room, in my pauses. Here's one affirmation that I chose, that I had to sit with myself. I allow myself to receive. I have to allow myself to receive because I like giving more than receiving. I have to honor my stillness. I didn't know I had to honor my stillness. I have to honor it and give it space to vibrationally move. I have to remember that my power is rooted in my presence, in my now moment. That's where I'll find my yin, in my now moment. So segment 2 is living the energy of your yang. Doing, expressing, moving forward. It's about honoring the energy of action, focus, assertion, creation. Those are bad things when they're in balance. Those aren't bad things to have for you. Because in service to others, you know that all these things are taken care of for you because you are vibrationally part of the others, known as consciousness. Yang is pretty much celebrated in our society. And why not? Rightly so. Because it's about action. It's about push. It's about moving nonstop. And sometimes you can be unbalanced. That can lead to burnout. We talked about that the week before and the week before that. The ego knows how to disguise itself as that energy. Grind. If you ain't grinding, you ain't doing. If you don't have sleepless nights and wake up thinking about what you got to do the next day because you didn't finish it the day before, you're a bad person. How dare you? Even ego-driven decisions and disconnection from your intuitive self, from your intuition. How do you know yang is present with you? How do you know it's balanced? You speak your truth with clarity. You have intentions not necessarily goals. But if you want to call your intentions goals as a label, go ahead. You have your intentions, you discern them, and you take the proper steps. Action. Balanced action. Sometimes you know that you're in your yang and it's balanced because it's about your body moving intentionally. It could be dance. You could be running a 10K. You could be climbing Mount Everest or diving the deepest sea. But it's your intention. You embodied it. Making empowered decisions, not from judgment. Initiating creative projects, no matter how small. You get to create structure and routine. And that's not a bad thing. Structure and routine is not bad. You can still be a spiritual being having structure and routine. You say, well, how do I embody this in my daily life? You can make a clear plan. You can ask your higher being, is this in alignment with me? You can set it out before your higher being and have an inner talk with yourself. I've already said, moving your body, you can dance, you can work out, you can walk. You can actually take an intentional breath and feel your lungs rise and fall. You can pet your animals intentionally. You can take a long drive on the coast. You can walk with a close friend on the beach. You can get on a plane and fly across the world to meet your best friend. You can practice follow through. That's action. That's yang. When you start creating something, go ahead. Don't be afraid to finish it. Even if it doesn't look exactly how you perceived it to. Go ahead and finish it. And then take a look at it without judging yourself. Discern it. That's yang. Discernment is action. But as I call it, it's body, mind, and soul action. It's you stepping into the embodiment of the full you in that now moment. And I give you this one. Take courageous steps. That's what my mother always used to tell me. If you're going to take a step, Sandy, be courageous about doing it. Take courageous action, even if it's small. These are just a few. Take what resonates, right? There's infinite ways that you know that yang is there. There's infinite ways that you know that you're out of balance. There's an infinite amount of energy that moves through you that lets you know that you're too much in your yin and too much in your yang, and you get to be balanced. You get to discern that and tweak it. Here's another affirmation. I trust myself to act. I move forward in my clarity. I move forward with my clarity. I move forward because of my clarity. I step into my purpose. I am safe to express my truth. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So, segment 3, creating daily rituals of balance. And I use that word rituals because you're creating what works for you. And the intention is to take action in making them work for you and in empowering them with your energy of who you are, where the yin and the yang fall within you. It does not have to be perfect. This is where life shifts. You get a real shift that happens because you stop seeing yin and yang as an either or. You start experiencing them as a daily dance. You could call it sacred, or you could call it cosmic, or you can call it universal, or you can call it the spiritual, but it's a daily dance. And it happens from within, and it moves outward. So you might ask, how might my day look with me doing something like this? I know my morning starts with meditation in bed, just lying there, actually speaking to my toes and my feet and my legs, and speaking to my whole body, telling myself good morning, allowing myself to feel me hug me, looking down at my dog that's sleeping on the floor next to my bed, giving him some strokes, telling him thank you for being with me in my moments of sleep. That's my morning. That's my meditation. Enjoying my first walk with him, having a cup of coffee or tea, and then writing or journaling or just reading. That's me. So you could start with meditation or tea or journaling, or standing out on your balcony or veranda and just taking in the morning sun and the fresh air. What does midday yawn look like? What does midday yawn look like? Focus work or movement or speaking in confidence in your job or your business, or even at play if you're retired. Nothing ever ends up like we think, but the journey in doing is fulfilling. Actually, yeah. Sometimes things don't end up as we think. Sometimes, for me, they end up so much better. What does an evening yin feel like? For me, it feels like gentle reflection. Sometimes I can be too hard on myself. My soul mind brings me back into perspective. Just be a little bit gentler, be kinder to yourself, with yourself. We're showing your egoic system that you got this, and that it's okay for it to change and grow and expand, it's okay to move into a little yin energy. Sometimes it's about being soft with yourself. Sometimes my evening is just about music. Or sometimes it's about watching a TV show that I haven't seen for years. And I find myself laughing. I actually can hear myself laugh and enjoy. Or sometimes it's that moment where I sit there doing absolutely nothing, but feeling so good in doing absolutely nothing. And that is action. It's subtle. Being kind to myself. Sometimes it's taking an evening bath and just turning on some meditational music or music on YouTube, with the certain hertz that'll heal my body. That's my yin. Nighttime yawn kind of might look like, if you turn inward, intentionally closing your day. That's action. Reviewing what you've created, what you've done for the day. Reviewing your feelings, your emotions. Asking yourself, have you suppressed something that needs to be dealt with? How can I do that? You're constantly shifting, and your balance isn't supposed to be the same every day. You get to listen, you get to feel, and you get to adjust. That's the dance with yin and yang. You can ask yourself daily, what does my energy need today? Does it need a little more yin? Does it need a little less yang? Am I trying to force an energy that isn't aligned with me? Do I need to sit with myself more to find out why it's not working or why I'm pushing an energy that just doesn't work? Why do I keep going to it? You can ask yourself, where can I bring softness into my my being, into my doing? Where can I bring more strength into my being or doing? The more you live in alignment with your inner rhythms, the less effort it takes to be peaceful or present or empowered, because you're not looking outside for it. You're not looking outward for it. You're not looking at the world or society for it. You're inward. That's where a lot of your growth and expansion will be. I'm not saying to ignore the outside world. I'm not saying to ignore society. That's a part of your learning experience. You get to decide what fits you by going inward and then allowing it to become part of that canvas of the outside world. Let's talk about segment 4, yin and yang, in what I like to say, self-care first, and then relationships and work. But most people are all about the relationship. So why not let's start there? What is yin in a relationship? It's listening, active listening, nurturing, being present, being in your now, being in that now moment while you are having what is called an aggressive conversation or an argument. but you're present, listening, actively listening to the other person talking, or it could be yelling. You're taking an active listening stance with unconditional love, nurturing, and you're being totally present. And Yan is communicating what you've just listened about clearly. You even hear where maybe setting boundaries might be needed, or taking an initiative to identify where things need to change. You're in a balance of your yin and your yang. It takes two to have a relationship, no matter what the relationship is. It could be male, female, male, male, or female, female. The relationship could be mother, father, children, mother, children, father, children, or sister, brother, or sister, sister, or brother, brother, or best friends. It takes two to have a relationship, and that's yin and yang. Doesn't matter if it's male or male masculine or female feminine energy or masculine energy. It has nothing to do with your body. It has nothing to do with your penis or your vagina. Though those parts of your body have energy there for purpose, for intent. We don't deny that they exist. We don't deny that they have energy, but they're not yin and yang. But that's a label that was given. I have the energy of yin and yang, and I have to learn how to be in balance with it, to allow the dance to flow through me. What can you ask? You say, Sandy, can I ask an embodying question? You can say, am I always giving? That can turn out to be, am I always a people pleaser? Or am I open to receiving love, support, and care? Hold on. Allowing yourself to have balance. In work and creativity, it's exactly the same thing. Yin is inspiration, rest, and visioning. Yang is execution of that inspiration. It's planning what you've envisioned. It's sharing that gift because you're rested enough to share. These are not all of the signs of balance, yin and yang. These are just some that showed up for me. And I got a whole lot to still learn, still feel, because I got emotions, I got feelings. And yes, me, like everyone else, has a lot of unveiling to do, of stuff that I've packed down, covered up. You get to ask yourself, am I in the over planning stage? Or am I in the under dreaming stage? Am I taking myself for granted? Or am I stuck in a vision and afraid to act? Am I afraid of the unknown? I'm afraid to step out into it. These are embodying questions. This takes you from victim stage into all the other stages that you're going to grow through. So then we get to self-care, and these are just a few. Love yourself. Wake up in the morning and hug yourself and tell you a name. Say your name. I don't care if it's your given name or the name that you now gave yourself, whatever the name is that your body, mind, and soul is alert to. Say your name. I love you, Sandy. I love you, Sandra. And give yourself a hug. Pump yourself up. Don't wait for somebody to come pump you up, because they might not get to you. And truth be told, they might not even care about you because they're so into themselves. Doesn't mean it's a good thing. They might be overcompensating. We're talking about you. Yin could be slow, meditative baths. Yin could be breath work. It could be a nature walk. It could be you looking in the mirror and smiling at yourself. Yang could be you organizing your closet or decluttering your house or doing meal prep for yourself for the rest of the week. And in all the meals, you giving love as you're chopping your vegetables, thinking about how much you're going to enjoy your meals, how easier it's going to be for you to get up and go because it's already done, and all you got to do is take it out the refrigerator. It could be just simply you showing up for you. Your balance might shift by the hour. Every now moment is a new now moment. Once you understand that that's okay, then you can dance with yin and yang. You could say, okay, I got this. This is life. This is the flow. Take time to ask, what does yin look like in my life right now? Ask it when you're ready. Ask yourself, am I honoring it when you're ready? What does yang look like for me in my life? Am I overusing it? Am I avoiding it? Or, I feel balanced. I feel like I'm dancing all the time. You get to ask, what is one small way that I can create balance in my now moment, whether it's today or your now moment the whole week, whatever you call your now moment. And remember, it's not perfection. It's about being in your now, being present. It's about presence. It's about you returning to wholeness. It's just about you being authentically you and growing and knowing that you'll get to a point and then you'll go, uh-oh, it's time to grow again, time to expand again, time to become again, and change is okay. That catalysts are okay to surface and initiate change. And sometimes all the stuff that we've layered down, the catalyst is going to come, whether it's somebody, triggering you as people have called it, or not triggering you, pushing you, excelling faster than you, moving faster than you, doing this more quick. They've got all their ducks in a row. Why me? It's awakened something in you that's about to shift for you. And that's where you can say, where am I in my yin, or where am I in my yang, and how do I move? How do I dance? How do I see this dance? I like you to remember that balance is not a destination. It's a moment-to-moment return to your center. It's a moment-to-moment return to your center. Let's say that one more time. It's a moment-to-moment return to your center. So in episode 4, which will be our final episode, we are going to explore how the inner balance empowers your ability to manifest and co-create your life with clarity, your life with ease, your life with soul alignment. Because we are soul, body, and mind. And we get to check in with our soul to say, well, hey, I want to check in with you. Did we cover all the areas that you wanted to learn? And you get, so that your soul or your higher being gets to say, well, yeah, you've been in that a long time. Tell me how you feel about that, so we can move on from that. Because your higher being will say, I feel you don't feel like you want to be in that. Do we need to move? So we get to embark on that and check that out. We'll connect yin and yang directly to your soul's purpose and how you bring it into form. Because yes, we've got to bring it into form. That's why we have a form body. So until then, listen to your energy, respect your rhythm, and trust your every breath, the inhale and the exhale. It's part of your cosmic becoming. It's part of your cosmic dance. Bring it home to your awareness from the inside out. Eka ata ashosotoku unda e. Ishiudu na kia satsanaka a. Shionokto a neki enoku atia se laka a lemekia da. Shuntoka ana na tu shishian la. Wholeness and balanced love for you and yours. Bring the truth home to you. Rise and shine. See you next Tuesday. Peace.